City Productions presents.
What's up, party people? You are listening to Conversations with Paycheck and Red,
an inappropriate comedy podcast.
Have you ever taken a photo of your own butthole?
Do you enjoy the smell of hot dog water?
Do you have random conversations about dildos?
Well, this is the podcast for you.
Just two good old boys having no-holds-barred conversations.
All while laughing inappropriately.
Oh, hell. Paycheck and Red have gotten themselves into another inappropriate conversation. Let's listen and see how they get out of this one.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the King Biscuit Flower Hour. I'm your host, Red Motherfucking Mincy, and I'm with my co-host, Johnny Motherfucking Paycheck. I was just announcing our late night talk show called the King Biscuit Flower Hour.
I can't get a damn ball cap to stay the way I like it. Once it gets a little old, it starts doing some crazy shit up here.
Oh man, that's when I like a ball cap, when they get old.
Yeah, but this hat ain't about what you like, motherfucker. This hat is about what I like.
I've got a ball cap in the house that the bills broke on it into a V.
Yeah.
I wore it so much, I just throw it in my back pocket and fold it, fold the bill up and stick it in my back pocket and shit, and the fucking bill of that motherfucker is like a teepee.
Yeah. That's how I do most of my hats. I stick them in my back pocket. I sit on them.
I round mine off pretty tight. I don't flat bill it. I round mine off.
Yeah, I don't never trust a guy who wears a flat bill.
No, never trust a guy that wears a flat bill.
I have that conversation with my older brother. My older brother he rocks the flat bill. Or over the ears. A ball cap does not go over the ears. You know what I mean?
That's some fuckboy shit right there.
Yeah. And it looks so funny to me. When I see it, that's the first thing I notice, and I laugh about it on the inside. I have a little giggle moment on the inside, just for me, just for my pleasure.
Especially the ones that leave the holographic sticker on the top of the bill and shit.
Yup. Dude, I've seen price tag take off of.
I used to do that a lot. I used to rock my hats like this.
Oh yeah. That was the skater back in the skater days. You froze.
What?
You froze.
What the fuck? Can you hear me?
That's crazy, ain't it?
Can you hear me at least?
Yeah.
Huh. I can still see you perfect. I can see you perfectly. You're moving, you're sitting there staring at me like a fucking retard.
Yeah, so it's not, and I'm not on Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Man, I don't know. I wonder if it's cloudy here. Like it's overcast real bad.
I can see you perfectly.
Yeah, but you froze. I couldn't see or hear you.
Maybe if I do this. Hold on. All right. You can't see me at all.
No.
How about now? Are we back? We good?
No.
All right, good. That's what we got to do then. Just restart your camera.
Just what?
Just restart the camera, turn the camera off, and turn it back on.
Huh.
We're good. Now you can see me. You can see me moving and all this shit now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just turn your camera off, turn it back on. That's what I just did anyway. Hello.
Can you see me?
I can see your chin. I can see your nose, your eyes, and your big ass forehead.
Wait a minute. Foreign?
Yeah, I was trying to be English, man.
Oh. You're foreign.
My kids were just making fun of me before I came down here to the studio. That they were making fun of the way I say Lancaster.
Say it. How'd you say it?
There's a town in PA called Lancaster, PA, and Maggie, my middle daughter, has a volleyball tournament close by there in a couple weeks. And we were talking about it, and I said, "Oh, cool! It's near Lancaster."
Yeah. Were you joking?
No, that's how I say it.
Lancaster?
No, Lancaster.
Yeah, that's not how you say it.
Yes, it is. Because
Isn't that Amish?
I think so. But there's also Lancaster, South Carolina, too, or Lancaster, and that's the way I say it. Lancaster. That's how I was raised saying it.
The first word that I remember that stuck out to me as abnormally Southern was the word yorn.
Yep.
You know that word?
Oh, I say it a lot. Yeah.
Use it in a sentence. Hey, your face is red.
Hey, excuse me, buddy. Is this beer yourn?
Yorn?
Is that yourn or mine?
Yorn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
No,
See,
man,
that's odd. That's odd, right?
No, man, I believe that one's all yourn. That ain't mine.
That is so. That word is funny to me.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh. So if I was drunk at a bar and you come and say, hey, well, real quick, in North Carolina, everybody's name is Bo. Hey, Bo.
Oh yeah.
You knew that?
Well, yeah, I've heard that.
But hey, Bo, that beer yourn?
Yeah, see, down where I'm at though, down where I was at, it was hey bud, hey man. Yeah, it wasn't a Bo, it was a hey man or.
Yeah, I've heard all those. When I moved to North Carolina, the first dude was like, "Hey, Bo." I was like, "No, it's Johnny." I'm all looking behind me. Who the fuck is Bo? Hey, Bo. But I spent about 10 years there, I think. When I left there, it was "Hey, Bo this" and "Hey, Bo that." Hey, Bo.
I used to know a guy that used Bo. When I was in middle school, he would use Bo a lot. But this kid was super Southern. I don't know what part of town he was from, but he was, "Hey, Bo." I mean, it was real drawn out. "Hey, Bo." Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why do you have to put the way you make him sound like he's a greased up mechanic? "Hey, Bo."
Dude, he was like 9 or 10, but that's the way he talked. He sounded like he was 60. "Hey, Bo. Hey, Bo. Hey, Bo, you want to come swing with me? Hey, Bo." That's just the way he sounded.
Yeah, I have some cousins. They're from Waycross, Georgia. And I had this one, being a military brat, I didn't grow up around all my cousins, you know what I mean? So once we moved close to home, I started having a relationship with my cousins. So one of my cousins was telling me how to get there, and they were like, "At that light right there, you want to make a right at that light right there." And I was like, you want to make a right at the light right here?"
Yeah.
I lost a lot of mine being a military brat and traveling and shit. You know what I mean?
See, my favorite growing up was Yonder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Yonder is everywhere.
Uh.
Because listen, somebody says, "Well, what does yonder mean?" Well, this person over here be like, "It's over yonder." That person over there be pointing some other fucking crazy ass direction. It's over yonder.
Yeah, I don't think that's universal though. I don't think people in the Midwest use yonder. I don't think people on the West Coast use yonder. That's a Southern thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go through the ones that I know, the ones that I use often, the ones that just it's just part of being in the country or in the South, I guess. So there's y'all, but I'm pretty sure that's almost universal at this point, right?
Almost, yeah.
Reckon, Now that's a big Southern word, reckon.
Yeah.
But
They use that one a lot too.
do you? It's there's no O in there, so I can tell if you're faking it or you're forcing it. If you put an O in there or you don't, because it's reckon.
I think we talked about this before somewhere in an episode. Might have
Did
been
we?
I think it might have been with Mela. I think maybe I can't, but I think we've had the same exact conversation about the word reckon.
Yeah. So, fitna. Now I use fitna. I don't know if it's a Southern term. I didn't even know I used it until somebody brought it to my attention. They were like, fitna? What the fuck? How do you spell that?
See, it was always fixing to,
Yeah.
getting ready to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but fixing to, nobody in the South says, I don't think, says fixing to.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that do.
No, because if they write, maybe, but it would be like, hey, y'all, I'm finna go down there to the Piggly Wiggly. You don't need anything? So it'd be like,
No, man, I'm fixing to run down to the Piggly Wiggly. Y'all need anything?
yeah, I guess that's more of your,
Fixing to.
in town. That must have been in town, folk. That's how they talked in town.
Yeah, I'm fixing to run uptown. Y'all need anything?
Yeah. See, I think my family was more like, hey, y'all, we fitting to go into town. Get your teeth. Get your good teeth in. So there's this page or this person, this persona, this social media persona. I don't know the name, so I can't give it to you, but there's a group of guys, they're having a conversation and they're talking about this guy came rushing in and saying that his girl squalled the tires and ran over his foot. And the dude was like, two guys were like shaking their head, and one guy was like, dude, it's not foots. Like, she didn't run over your foots. She ran over your feet. So
that sounds like a Letterkenny episode. You ever watch Letterkenny, dude?
is he a black guy?
No, Letterkenny is like the kind of like Trailer Park Boys, but
No, I don't think.
a different part of Canada.
Yeah, the blonde dude.
Yeah, it's like one of them is they're tossing the
Where he
ball
goes
back.
to a black
and
strip
forth.
club?
Huh?
Where he goes to a black strip club for the first time?
Oh no, that's Andrew Kahn.
Yeah, okay. So it's not him?
No, Letterkenny's a group of guys. Not Letterkenny is the town they live in. Not a name.
Yeah. It's a group of them. What's the name of them?
Letterkenny.
Leonard?
No, letter. Like write a letter. Letterkenney. Letterkenny. It might even be Kenny. Letterkenny.
That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
So are these two guys?
It's like
One
three.
Letter and one Kenny?
No, it's like three guys. Letterkenny is the town they live in. Letterkenny ain't got shit to do with either three. None of them are named Letterkenny. It's the town they live in. They're
We should
Canadian.
call our podcast West Florida.
No. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. But then people think that the podcast is based out of West Florida.
Yeah.
Can you really do West Florida? Because it's not wide enough to be west and east. Is it just north and south?
No, it's matter of fact, that was another thing that when you were in that guest hosting on small town mentality, when they were talking about how he lived in,
That was fun.
yeah, where he was talking about he had lived in Panama City,
Pensacola.
yeah. So that's west of me. So he lives that would be almost on the border of the adjacent state in Florida, from Florida. Which my geographical knowledge is, I don't. What is it? What's next? Alabama? Or no. Louisiana, Mississippi. What's next? On the other side of Florida.
Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi.
Yeah, but down all the way down, because Florida is on the bottom of the continent, so it runs in.
Florida is the cock of America.
No, it's more like the foot.
No, it's the cock.
No. So what's the adjacent state to Florida? Westbound.
It's Alabama, right?
I think so. I think is it Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana?
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Which I don't listen to you.
You didn't pay attention, man. I feel like you're not taking me seriously.
Yeah, I've had a problem with that here lately, taking shit seriously. I've had that fuck it mentality. No, I need to have that fuck it mentality. Right? Ain't that what you said? Ain't that the advice that you gave me?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah, we had a conversation with Kate from Ignorance is Bliss just a little while ago, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and it was confirmed that we can say, fuck yeah, what's up, y'all?
Yep. I tried to tell you that, man.
Yeah, I don't want to alienate our listeners. What if there's some good Christian folk listening to inappropriate comedy?
I hardly doubt that the deacon of the church is listening to Paycheck and Rent. If he is, hell yeah. But I don't think the preacher's listening or the deacon is listening to Paycheck and Rent.
Well, they might be interested in the topic, but not necessarily the vulgar.
I need to start bleeping out, or no? I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but I don't like to bleep. Maybe like I don't know, cat's meow or fucking chicken clucking. You know, be creative with it. I'm not censoring anything. This is why we do this, so we don't have to censor. I'm not doing that. Now I can put in a little voice clip of our good friend over there at Roughneck Beard Company, Brad Jackson, made some little sound clip excerpts for us. When we start talking about inappropriate shit, we can give them a little warning. But that's about the best I can do. Yeah, let's put that on now. Ready? Right? Now.
Yikes. Paycheck and Red have gotten themselves into another inappropriate spot.
And we're back, I hope.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking for. I can just cut it and add it whenever I want to. Yeah,
I'm just doing it for dramatic effect.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I'm going to leave all this in there, so this is going to be fun.
I'm just going to be like this.
Yeah. Oh, and since we're talking about Roughneck Beard Company, you might as well go over to the roughneckbeardcompany.com and get you some beard products. Take care of that best friend on your face. They'll thank you for it later. Make sure to use promo code Paycheck15 to save 15% off your next order.
And then you might be able to put in, if they allow you to put multiple codes in there, put Wayne sent me for an additional 10%.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's 25% off.
No, you keep going with it. He might just give it to you for free. You don't ever know.
Yeah. Shit, throw in Johnny sent me. Isn't that motherfucker?
Just throw in all the promo codes we're giving you, and you should be able to get at least 50% off.
Yeah.
Love you, Brad. Roughneckbeardcompany.com.
And Brad might even write you a little personal love letter, sticking in the box for you. He's been known to do that. I've gotten several letters.
Several. Yep.
Now I can't read them to y'all because they're personal.
Right? Yeah, I don't expect you to.
Huh?
I said, of course, I wouldn't expect you to. I wouldn't read you the ones you give me. That's personal.
Yeah. I was just having a conversation about beard products. I went to my boy's house just a little while ago, and I just trimmed my beard. I go through phases where I just want to trim it all down, and I like the growing process, I guess, more than I like the beard itself.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, I'm fixing to shave my shit off. He pointed down to his shirt, and dude had dandruff on his shirt. I've never seen that before.
No. Well, I have. That's what they call beardruff.
Mm-hmm. But it's because he uses beard products and shit. And
he uses the wrong ones, man. He uses the wrong one.
Yeah, I told him throw all that shit away and look up Roughneck Beard Company.
Oh yeah. Shameless self-promotion. You're welcome. We love you.
Yeah, but there's just too many people out there that come up with just some bullshit ingredients just some old, just throwing shit together to make $1. You know what I mean? But I can tell you that Brad has this shit down to a science, and you will have a healthy beard. I'm proof of it.
Yep, he researches everything he puts in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of love that goes into the small batch product that Brad makes.
Nope. And I've known him for about 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been consistent. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yep.
But I also know that because I've when you go to beard competitions, you get a little goodie bag, and a lot of those goodie bags are shitty oil that people can afford to throw it in 100 bags.
Dude, I'm not gonna call any names, but I got some beard products from a goodie bag from competition, and back whenever we were competing and going to beard competitions regularly, I would hot oil treat my beard in the shower.
Yeah, I did that often.
And I used this beard oil that I got in this goodie bag as that, just because it was just a hot oil treatment and it wasn't anything special. Well, right. I was in the shower one night. I think you might have had the same experience. I was in the shower one night, and it was one of those dropper bottles where you have to shake it out of the bottle or whatever. So I was shaking me a good little dollop in my hand, and some black shit came out of it.
Yup.
I was like, I thought it was like worms or something. I was like, and I dropped it and like threw it down in the shower floor or whatever. You know what I mean? And I threw that shit away.
Wait a minute. You were like, what?
I went, and I threw it away.
You're like, ew, oh my God.
Ew. Oh my God. It was so gross. Oh my God.
Yo, I had the same thing happen to me. The exact same thing.
Yeah, we talked about that with
shower. Because for those who don't know, a hot oil treatment for your beard, the best way to do it is saturate that motherfucker. Get a lot of damn beard oil in that motherfucker and just let it set for a little while. You're gonna end up rinsing it out at the end, but it's the hot water, the steam, the oil, so you use a lot of it. Your follicles absorb it, you know what I mean? Because your pores are all open in the hot shower. So you want to use the least expensive shit you can find, you know what I mean? And that's what happened. I poured it, I started dumping it, and black shit came out. That's crazy. I'm glad I'm not the only one that happened to. I thought maybe somebody spiked my shit.
No, I don't know. I don't know if it was if it outlived its shelf life or its carrier oils didn't mix well together or what it was, but there was black, wormy, slimy shit in that beard oil.
And I think that's what it was. I think it had passed the shelf life, and that's another good thing I can say. I'm not trying to suck anybody's dick or whatever, but I have roughneck oil in there that I've had probably 2 years. I have a lot of it. Brad, he's good people. He looks out for me, so I have a plethora of oil. You know what I mean? So I have shit in there that I've had in there for 2 years, and it hasn't spoiled. Everything's still the same on it.
I'm a walking billboard for Roughneck Beard Company. And I think you have the same, I have their logo or their slogan tattooed on my fucking hand. Growth in all things. Yeah. We got those tattoos together, actually.
Yeah. Just to show y'all, we ain't kidding. I don't even remember what side. Yeah, right there. Oh, same exact tattoo.
Yep.
Got them at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think you got yours after me, actually, because you got. You saw. Yeah. You saw Dan after. You saw him again, didn't you? Didn't you do your hands later?
Yeah, he done that.
Fingers later. Yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
Sick.
But yeah, that's out.
Whenever we got the Growth in All Things tattoos, I think you went first and I got mine after you. So your tattoo is like minutes older than mine.
Respect your elders.
Dan Ross, Artisan Tattoos, Rochester, New York. Look him up. He's a really cool guy. He does awesome work. Not a sponsor.
So much so that I've been talking to my wife if we want more ink. Of course, once you start getting ink, it's a never-ending fucking story. So, dude, I told her, I was like, I would rather pay the money, fly up to fucking Rochester, New York, and have that motherfucker do it. Because he gave me 2 tattoos in one night, and dude had the softest hand. It was crazy. I have a lot of ink. I've been to a lot of different people, and his shit, it was the healing process was crazy. Soft-handed, you know what I mean?
Now, do not be mistaken. Dan Ross is a tough motherfucker. He's a badass. But when it comes to his craft, he's got some of the softest hands in the business.
Yeah, it's crazy too.
My shit never even scabbed.
Mine either. Yeah. And not only that, but if you look at now, how long ago would you say that was?
It's 2015, March 2015.
Okay, so we're right upon 4 years.
No. Well, March 2015. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yep.
And the color, I like black and grays. I don't have a lot of color, but dude, the black that of Dan's work compared to all the other. Now, granted, all the other ones are older. You know what I mean, and been in the sun. I live in Florida. You know what I mean, but his ink has held up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It still has that blackness. You know what I mean? You know how black fades after years?
Most, I found this out, most cheaper inks that some of these parlors use, the sun fades the pigment out of them over time and they turn green.
Yeah, I have, my oldest tattoos they look more green to me than anything.
Mm-hmm. That's the quality of the ink and the skill of the artist. So if it tells you anything, Art Zen uses top of the line products. Shout out to Zen, Dan Ross.
I'd be willing to fly from Florida to New York to get another tattoo.
I'm trying to make time to get up there and see him. Dan Ross is a good dude and a very, very, very good friend of ours. So I like to go up there and see him periodically, but I also like to get tattooed while I'm there too. So. And
look, for y'all just listening, I'm not sucking his dick. You know what I mean? I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, he's a genuinely good dude.
So that's Art Zen, Rochester, New York. If you're in the area, stop on by. But make an appointment, you know what I mean? Reach out to the dude, you know what I mean?
And don't just stop by. They're on Facebook. Dan Ross Tattoos on Instagram. Yeah, so look him up. He's really good.
Because I imagine, and you can appreciate the hustle in that business. You got to find your own clientele. You got to, time management is important. Because I imagine, they would need enough time to know how much time it would take to complete that tattoo. And then complete their day based on that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all time management, man.
But I have been to places. My older brother came back from Iraq. We wanted to go get some ink together. So we went to this place and they took us right there on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I went and got tattoos together, and they did hers on the spot. Mine was a little more intricate, so it took a little more figure on the drawing of it. Mm-hmm. So you can go into places, I guess, and get ink on the spot, but you'd think that would kind of tell the story of that place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There ain't nobody in this motherfucker. Everybody's in there fighting. No, come over here. No, come sit in my chair. No, come sit in my chair.
Well, there's a lot of shops that are walk-in welcome friendly, but if I'm going to get any kind of ink of any size at all, I'm making an appointment.
Yeah. And that was I had a big rib piece done. And that's another thing that sucks about getting ink, man, is some artists they don't want to complete the job, you know what I mean? They want to do the outline first and then let that heal and then come back and do, the shading and all that shit.
That's a safety issue though.
Right, I get it, but I have the money now. You know what I mean? I'm here to pay for the whole tattoo right now.
Or just pay in advance for your weeks to come. That's what I used to do. I haven't got any ink in a long time, but anything of any large size at all, I'm making, an appointment, and I'm either paying for the whole thing up front and I'll just come back in the sessions that I paid for, or I'll just pay for it along and along.
Yeah, but you don't have any ink that's of that caliber, do you?
Dude, you fucking.
I know you have a lot of them. Oh yeah. That's right.
There's about 4.5, 5 hours in that. That shit goes all the way up my fucking arm.
Was that done in one session?
No.
It was outlined first, and then he come back in with the shading. See, I don't like that, but I do understand it because I have passed out getting a tattoo and thrown up.
No, man. My very, very first tattoo, I was 18 years old, and I used to be a big fan of the Joe Boxer smiley face. It used to be out in the early 90s.
Yeah, that gay shit. I'm sorry. That was inappropriate. Sorry.
Did we not just talk about stereotypes and shit? See, I mean, I just had a fascination and a liking the smiley faces. So when I turned 18, I went and got a smiley face put on my right shoulder. And my very first tattoo, I fell asleep while he was doing it.
Dude, that's so gay.
Whatever. I'll own that shit, but to this day, I've got a fucking smiley face on my shoulder. I'll color it in yellow with the big eyes and the.
Yeah, it complements your dad bod well.
Mm-hmm.
you just need an AC/DC chest piece.
It's the most quirky, fun piece that I have. Everything else is all like black work and shit, but it's the most fun, colorful, quirky piece that I have.
I wish I had the balls to do that.
What?
I know a lot of people that just have random ink. It could be just something, a 5-minute quick.
That wasn't random ink. That shit. I mean, it meant something to me. I liked them, and I mean, my tattoos tell a story, man. What's that? What story does that tell? I just went through a phase of my life where I was into smiley faces, and I collected Joe Boxer stuff, and I wanted it tattooed on my shoulder, so I did. I don't regret it by no means.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I just don't have the balls to do that.
I don't think I have any random.
Yeah, you look like you got a couple of jail pieces.
No, I don't have. No, I don't have any jailhouse tattoos. I've never been to jail. No, I don't think I would.
I would never. So what about? I think it's Marley's. Oh. So she wrote her name on you, right?
Yeah. Well, she wrote it on a piece of paper.
And they use that as a stencil?
Yeah. It looks like a jailhouse tattoo because a 5-year-old wrote it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it looks jailhouse-ish, but it's not.
Yeah. You should have been like, damn, you couldn't put some calligraphy in that motherfucker?
Well, her nickname is Bug, from June Bug. I used to call her June Bug when she was born because she was born in June, but it just evolved into just Bug. So I got a ladybug tattooed on there with it. But it's since faded. I mean, you can still see the bug, but the red's gone and the ladybug wings and all that shit. But
who did that for you?
A dude named Ed at Warlock Tattoos in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah. What's he doing in Raleigh?
Rest in peace, Ed. He's passed away now. Can I get a rip in the chat? No. I lived in Raleigh. Me and the wife lived in Raleigh for 6 months.
That's right.
Yeah. That's the same guy that done the Irish colada on my bicep too.
So how many different states did you get ink in?
South Carolina is 1, North Carolina's 2, St. Louis is 3, Rochester is 4, West Virginia is 5. I think that's it.
You've gotten ink since you've been in West Virginia?
Yeah, I got the 13 on my thumb. That.
Is that some devil shit?
That.
What is 13?
It's my lucky number for one, but there's a lot of meaning behind it. There's like the 12 jurors, 1 judge, Jesus and his 12 disciples, that kind of shit. But it's just my lucky number, lucky 13. I've always. And then I got the Bible verse on my hand up here. So I've gotten 3 since I've been here.
You got any crosses on you?
I do not.
You got any Jesus hands? That was popular back in the day.
No praying hands.
But there's a lot of motherfuckers walking around with them.
A lot. Yeah, no, I don't have any praying hands.
I wanted to get that back in the day.
No, that's not the kind of tattoo I was going for. I was more into the old school.
Devil horns.
Who?
Devil horns.
No,
That's
like,
you want to get that tattooed?
No, I was more into like the old school, like Sailor Jerry type shit. I was into the whole like jailhouse style of tattoo.
Yeah.
But not. I mean, I've gotten a few homemade tattoos before, but I just like that style, that old, like Danny Trey. What's his name? Treyu, the actor, the Mexican dude. Got the big senorita with the thing on his chest. I like that type of shit. That's the kind of tattoos I get.
Yeah, I like big, organized, structured pieces. I know guys that I talk about, hey man, that's what's up with that ink or whatever. Nothing. I went and got some ink one day. No meaning behind it at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm not that dude. But in my defense, going back to the whole passing out and throwing up, it was you have to eat something before. Yeah. You have to eat something before you go in there.
Yeah.
And I partied real hard the night before and didn't eat anything the next day. So I knew that it was a bad idea, but it was one of those things that me and a couple of my homeboys we were all going together, so I couldn't back out of it.
Some of that inexperienced fuck shit. You can't. You know better than that. You can't do that.
I know. And the bad part is that I didn't drive up there. So what happened is I was getting my elbows done, and they had my whole arm bent over the back of a chair. So it cut all the circulation off to my hand.
Yep.
It went numb, and dude, as soon as I said, hey, give me just a second, and I let all the blood go back, dude, I broke out in a sweat immediately. Yeah, and I knew what time it was as soon as I broke out in that sweat. Next thing I know, I was on the floor, and everybody was looking at me. You all right? You all right? And I'm like, oh, shit, what the fuck? Got up, sat in a chair, still drenched in fucking sweat, and threw up.
Yes, I never went through any of that. I always took my shit.
Me either, dude. And I got a shit ton of them. It was just that one time, and I was embarrassed like a motherfucker. What? My ex-wife and kids had to come up there and get me.
Pitiful.
I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but a good friend of mine brought me this over today. Anybody that rides a motorcycle, we're in an age of technology, so having a GPS and all that shit or being able to access your phone. I don't know if I want to show the name brand, but this is the best in the market right now phone holder for a motorcycle. Not only does it sit in this X shaped, I don't want to do it. You're not even looking.
Yes, I am. What? Why do you need your phone on your motorcycle, dude?
For GPS.
That's the most dangerous shit I've ever heard of.
No, dude, it's you look at the GPS. It's right there on the handlebars.
I don't know. I'm a guy that texts and drives, so I guess I get it. I guess I get it.
But dude, I've got the damn price tags on it. That some bitch is $50. Dude brought it over here and just gave it to me.
Wait. He gave it. Okay, you say that was a gift, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was getting ready to say you can spend $50 on a phone holder for your motorcycle, but you can't buy a good holder for your camera to podcast.
No. Well, I got one now. And it took me forever to get it. Dude, I've got so much shit going on. It's I'm having a hard time keeping everything the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Chaos, man. Organized chaos.
Yeah. I'm gonna get it worked out.
I hear you.
All right, man. I got to go in there and spend some time with the old lady.
You've been listening to the Conversations with Paycheck and Red podcast. Check out Paycheck and Red on Facebook at Paycheck and Red, Instagram at Paycheck and Red podcast, and Twitter at Paycheck and Red. And don't forget paycheckandred.com, where you can buy merch, you can subscribe to the podcast, and you can listen to the podcast.
Welcome, dear listener, to the Horror World Tour. Many of us have our own monsters from different cultures. What horror stories did you grow up with? Horror World Tour takes you on a spine-tingling journey of true paranormal hauntings, scary stories, haunted houses, and the occult. Sleep if you dare.
Drama City Productions.
It's a podcast network that brings you several genres of podcasts, movie reviews, true crime, comedy, interviews, and much more. Visit DramaCityProductions.com to find all the amazing shows today. Find Drama City Productions on Twitter and Instagram at DCP Network, and stay in touch with the network and all the podcasts available. Big thanks to Ben, who runs the network and his own podcast. Drama City